How you doing? JW Prather, IDC Devices, Paranormal Investigative Equipment. If you're watching this video, it's either because you're brand new to my website or it's because I sent you to watch this video so we could figure out what equipment we need to build for you. I know my website can be confusing, and it is because I build so much equipment and have been building this equipment for upwards of 10 years. So that website has been a continuous work in progress over 10 years. Things have changed a lot since when I originally started building. If you watch any of the other build videos, you know I started with just shack hacks and stuff like that. Um, IDC Devices, the IDC stands for Interdimensional Communicator. It's just what I came up with for my boxes. Now, I call the larger 2K series box the intercom box, which is just short for interdimensional communicator. Now, a lot of people get IDC confused with ITC. ITC is what these boxes are capable of communicating. So if you're into ITC, my devices is what you would use for ITC. I just want to clear that up on the IDC. Now, the boxes that I offer, people right off the bat go, how much is a box? Well, there's 267 versions of the 2K series box. There are 8 versions of the direct links. There are there's 3 main versions of the direct links and 8 styles. Then there's 4 other versions. Then there's the direct link choice FX, and then there's the direct link DRV, direct radio voice. And I'll get to some of these later on. But as you can see, we're talking about around 300 different devices, and that's not including the paranormal equipment I build. So we're probably in the neighborhood of 325. So just asking me how much is a box is not giving me anything to go on. It's like asking Ford how much is a vehicle. Well, are you talking about one of their dump trucks, or are you talking about one of their little grocery getters? There's a big difference. It could be from $16,995 to $150,000, $250,000 dump truck. So just asking what a vehicle is the same thing as asking me, well, how much is a box? It depends on what you want. The 2K series boxes, my larger boxes, which a lot of people may not be familiar with, and if you're watching the video, you may not be familiar with my stuff at all, or you may have just seen one of my direct links on TV. So you really don't know what is what. These are toolkits. These are what I call all-in-ones. Now, very few have I built that are actually all-in-one, but I still call them all-in-ones, not to be confused with Ghost Ark. I know Ghost Ark, and I contacted Massimo, or whatever his name was there in Italy, when he was talking about he had an all-in-one, and I was like, well, I have copyrighted the all-in-one. But it doesn't matter because he never shipped any of those out anyway. So these are all-in-ones. Internal microphones, echo, reverb, lasers, temperature, EMF detectors, what I call the IDC indicator. I have about 6 new options as well. So there's probably 12 to 14 options right now available. And even some of my longtime fans that have been buying equipment from me for years only know about probably 6 to 7 of the options that I offer. So maybe half of what I offer, because I still need to update that website we were talking about. So this video is to get you familiar with my devices, why I build what I build, where I come up with the ideas from it, and exactly what they are. and why it's not as simple as I can just give you a price. The intercom box, this larger version, has, I think, from what I'm seeing, 24 different prices just for this box, depending on what you want in it. You got to remember, this is a toolkit. So depending on what options you get in it, there's 24 different prices minimum. And then another 4 prices for the direct links. Then the direct link choice has a price, and then the direct link DRV has a price. Once again, not including my standalone equipment that you can get in the box. For instance, bring this over here. The IDC indicator can come in a standalone version, or it could be input into, it could be actually in the box, the 2K series box. These 6 lights right here. Let's see if we can zero those out. These 6 lights right here. Now, if you get this version, it's either going to come with 3 or 6. This one comes with 6. Now, those are across the front. Depending on the design of it, such as this one, they could be this way. Depends on how I've built the device. Now, the IDC, let's just start with the IDC indicator. The IDC indicator detects static charges in the air. It detects changes in polarity in the air. Everything I use, I design the circuits myself. There's a lot of equipment that's out there that's built by manufacturers that's not exactly what we're looking for. It's specifically designed for a particular purpose. And that doesn't mean it's going to work for what we want it to work for. So I design my circuits to work for what I want it to work for. So you'll see that those are flashing a little bit. If let's see if I can change the polarity in the air a little bit. Now you'll notice that this one here is showing what direction it's coming from. Now if that comes back up, it zeroes back out again. And if we come over here, so this one here will just simply show you what direction you're coming from. Now those are zeroed out, and then we'll have to wait for them to come back. Now, unlike a flashlight where it's getting hot and cold and it's changing and it's following physics, common physics that we have in this world, a flashlight will turn itself on and off if you get it just right, and that's just physics. This one, those lights are never going to do something unless something interferes with them, whether it be me. Every living creature produces a magnetic field. Now, not an alternating current magnetic field, but a MF, a magnetic field, not an electrical. Well, most people refer to EMFs, electrical magnetic fields, in regards to AC electricity, which is a man-made property. It does not happen in nature. Man created that. So most of your electrical magnetic fields, such as, turn this one on. Now, what you're hearing right there, I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, is because I'm standing in a fear cage, and that is really meant to pick up electrical magnetic fields from AC. That's all that's for. That's what it's meant for. Its reason it's picking me up is because my body is now radiating what I'm setting in, which is this AC magnetic field. If I turned all the lights off, I can't set that off. I cannot set that off because I do not produce an AC magnetic field. So that's why there's different devices. The IDC indicator is completely different than the IDC EMF detector. The EMF detector is for debunking your refrigerators, ceiling fans, whatever. Each tool I build is handmade for that particular purpose. So yes, I own a lot of those meters. I tore them all apart, figured out what their limitations were, why they weren't good for paranormal, and built my own designs for what I believe will reduce false positives, because I don't want false positives. So turn all that off. That box is being built, is why it's coming apart. Then we have the direct links. But I have all of these small handheld versions of what I build that come in those boxes. They can also be in their little handheld versions. Okay. EMF generators. Well, negative ion generators. I used to build EMF generators or magnetic field generators. I do build an AC magnetic field generator, but then I quit building them because we are already bombarded with AC magnetic fields anyway. So why do I need to build something? I could just tell you, turn your ceiling fan on. During an investigation, turn your ceiling fan on. It's probably going to produce more AC magnetic fields than this is. So I don't need to build an AC magnetic field. This one I called the accelerator. But it's just an AC magnetic field, which we're bombarded with. I quit making DC magnetic fields generators, and I started building negative ion generators. So if a spirit, the theory is a spirit can use these energies. Well, I wanted to produce an energy that's not normally found in your regular investigation areas. So no magnetic fields, no DC, AC magnetic fields. I wanted to produce an ion generator. Now, an ion generator can somewhat affect those, but so can I. So it could be me or it could be this. But as this builds up a charge, it could affect that, because all it has to do is change the magnetic field, the polarity in the air, and those right there will work. Those are going to detect that change in the magnetic field, the change of polarity. So I wanted to clear up on why, if I tell you to go look at what I build, it's worth going through my website, looking at the videos I have, looking at the equipment I build, and deciding what all you want in a 2K box. Now, these are weatherproof, not waterproof, weatherproof. These are weatherproof devices. These are not really weatherproof, the direct links. These are weatherproof devices. So these are going to hold up well in your investigation atmospheres. They come, like I say, with the internal microphones, which we can get to later on why I believe internal microphones are so important to ITC communication. They come with temperature, barometric pressure, humidity, laser grids, two different laser grids. One is the green, which is 532 nanometers, and then I have a UV laser grid as well. That's, I want to say, 402 nanometers is the wavelength on that one. So those are used for, everybody knows what laser grids are used for. I believe that they can be used for catching things in different light frequencies that we wouldn't see with our naked eye. So that's why I offer laser grids in different light frequencies, especially if you mix and match them. It's kind of like making a trap, so that if they break one of those beams, you should see it. So that's why I think it's important to use different wavelengths on not only just your laser grids, but your lights too. And we'll get to that with the IDC Spectro, which is the very top of all the 2K boxes that I build. The reason these are called 2K is the original boxes, the original intercom box, I deemed to be the 1K series. And then I came up with the 2K series, which is this newer weatherproof box. a lot of the improved tools that are in these. The 3K series would be my ParaViews IDC intercom boxes combination, which the ParaView is my video ghost box. The intercom box is my audio ghost box. So the 3K series incorporates both of those into one device. The 4K series is the ParaView alone, which I'd build a lot of standalone ParaViews. So those are your four series. I do not make the 1K series anymore. I only make 2K, 3K, and 4K series, and then I build my direct links. Let me see. I made some notes here because I didn't want to miss anything. I want to talk about my tuners for a second. I do linear scan if someone requests it. Usually it's for people that are seriously into ITC and they're trying to do experimentation. I will build them usually one random and one linear so they can compare the difference. I prefer the random. Now, these are scanning 2,000 frequencies. These are scanning anywhere from 2,000 to 9,000 frequencies depending on what I put in it for the coding, and they're scanning it randomly. So I want to be very specific that I grew out of ghost boxes or shack hacks. I got nothing against them, but I moved away from those about 6 years, 5 years, 6 years ago, about 6 years ago. I moved away from those. And I realized their limitations. They were absolutely had limitations. This is a man-made device. You cannot control it, and it's not scanning near enough frequencies, and all you're doing is getting 99 rock all day. So I didn't like that. And it's in linear, so every so many seconds or milliseconds, it's going right back to the same station again. So of course it sounds like you're having a conversation. Every 30 seconds, you're hitting the same, or every 10 seconds or whatever, you're hitting the same frequency again. So randomly, is what I prefer. A regular ghost box built from a standard factory tuner is going to scan around 212 frequencies. This one scans over 2,000 frequencies because it's at 10 kilohertz steps, and I'm well outside the FM band, both above and below it. Like I said, I've got nothing against really the shack hacks. I actually have 4 shack hacks myself that I created. I had several boxes that I found that I thought would be good. I tore the tuners out of them and I hacked them, and so I have 4 to my own name. But I just realized the limitations of those really quickly. And the 1K series boxes was when I started tearing them out of the enclosures that the factory sent them in and putting them in my own type of boxes. Now I just build my own tuners, and I mod those and I program those to do what I want it to do. Or if you as the customer have particular frequencies that you want to scan or do not want to scan, I can do that as well. If you give me a list of frequencies, and I've done it for several customers, I will only scan those frequencies. Or if you have a list you want left out, I will leave those frequencies out, and my radio will not scan those frequencies whatsoever. So as you can see, I've gotten past the limitations of what just a little old shack hack will do. Those are outdated, and to me, they can still be used for communication. But like anything else from 10 years ago, most of us don't have a 10-year-old cell phone. So if you do, you're probably going, well, I wish I had something more. Now, am I saying that mine will make communication all the time? No, and nobody else can either. No builder, no user will tell you he can make communication every time. None of us have created a device that I can pick it up, turn it on, hit a button, and go, hey, Aunt Edna, are you there? And my long dead Aunt Etna from the 1800s goes, yeah, JW, what you need? I just wondering how it's going over there. Oh, it's going good. We don't have that. That would be a cell phone. We do not have that. No one has it. And I don't know if we're ever going to get it because I don't know if we're supposed to. But we all keep going. So this is why every year I'm pushing my boxes farther and farther and getting away from last year and 2 years ago and 5 years ago and 25 years ago and keep pushing forward. That is my main objective. So this is a little bit about my devices, why there's so many prices, why I can't just tell you what a box is, what my boxes do, the difference between mine and some of the other ones that are out there, even the difference between mine today and what they were 5 years ago. And I'm hoping in 5 years, mine will be farther advanced than they are now, because I still have a long ways to go before I can just pick one of these up and immediately talk to exactly who I want to talk to. If I want to talk to Ben Franklin, I can talk to Ben Franklin. I don't think we'll ever get there, but we would all love to. So this is basically what I was trying to do in this video, was give an explanation. The way I build my boxes is I hand build every box for that person as they order it after I have talked to them. If we have not talked on the phone, the odds are you will not get a box. I get 3,000 to 5,000 emails a week, and I cannot answer all of them. I try to. But and they're mainly contact me submissions, but I get a lot of other ones as well. We need to speak on the phone and determine what device you want. But this is one of the first videos I want somebody to watch so they can determine if my equipment's even what they're looking for. Nothing's 3D printed. Everything is going to be a hard-bodied, not necessarily weatherproof. These are weatherproof, but I'm going to get these as close to it as I can. Get them strong, sturdy, and I'm hoping they last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. My earlier stuff, they like everybody else's, some of those didn't last that long. But now, since I went to some of my newer boxes about 6 years ago, most of all of those, well, actually all of them as far as I know, from at least 6 years ago when I went to my hard bodies, they're all still on the road. They're still rocking and rolling, and they're still working. And I'm still seeing videos sent to me by long-time, customers who bought these years ago, and they're still working fine. So I know this is kind of a rambling video. I still haven't gotten to the Spectro, so I think I will do that in a separate video. I think it's going to take 3 or 4 of these videos, put them on the front of my website, and they really are required watching. I want you to know what you're getting into and whether what I'm building is what you're looking for or not. These are for serious researchers, serious experimenters, serious ITC research. If you're trying to go beyond 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if you're trying to move forward, this is what I'm building. These are not factory indicators, all my stuff. These are not factory circuits meant to detect something else and then repurposing it, designing my own circuits to weed out these false positives. So I appreciate you watching my video. This will be a first in a series of them. I know it's long-winded, and I think if you watched it all the way to the end, you're obviously a fan. All right.